So, you're ambitious. You've got big dreams. You want to be successful, fulfilled, to live the kind of life you've always imagined. But there's a problem. You're lazy. At least, that's what you keep telling yourself. You know exactly what you should be doing. You've got the plan, the vision, maybe even the resources, yet you don't take action. And because of that, guilt begins to creep in. A subtle, nagging feeling that you're falling short, not of anyone else's expectations, but your own. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. You know there's potential inside of you that's just not being tapped into. But day after day goes by, and nothing changes. That guilt builds, day after day, week after week, month after month, until eventually it dulls. It becomes background noise. You stop expecting more from yourself. You start accepting it. Then, like clockwork, the new year rolls around. Fresh calendar, fresh start. Same goals. This time, you tell yourself it's going to be different. You're pumped, motivated, fired up with just a dash of New Year delusion. You hit the ground running. But then, slowly, it starts. Procrastination creeps in, quiet at first, then louder. Like that one relative who always shows up uninvited and stays way too long. Before you know it, you've stalled. You fall back into old habits. And just like that, you label yourself again. I'm lazy. But what if you're not lazy? What if you've just been approaching it wrong? See, most advice out there tells you to delete your apps, block distractions, go full digital detox. And sure, those things might help. For a while. But they're not solving the real issue. They're treating the symptoms, not the disease. To understand the root of procrastination, we need to turn to physics. Yep, physics. There's a concept called inertia. It's Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, unless acted upon by an external force. Now here's the thing. This doesn't just apply to physical objects. It applies to you, to your tasks, your goals, your to-do list. Getting started requires energy, that initial push to overcome inertia. But when we look at the task ahead, we often imagine the entire mountain. We build it up in our heads until it feels too big, too heavy, too overwhelming. So instead of pushing forward, we retreat. We avoid. We numb ourselves with easy dopamine, scrolling, snacking, binging. And the task remains untouched, growing heavier by the day. So how do we fix this? Simple. We don't fight the mountain, we shrink the push. There are two powerful techniques to break through inertia and overcome procrastination. 1. Lower the stakes. Instead of saying, I need to finish this 5,000-word essay, say, I'm just going to write 50 words. That's it. It's no longer about finishing the entire project. It's just about starting. And 50 words? That's easy. That doesn't require superhuman willpower. 2. The 2-minute rule. If a task feels overwhelming, just tell yourself, I'll do this for 2 minutes, then I can stop. Don't feel like cleaning your room? Put on a song, clean for 2 minutes, stop when the music stops. Here's the trick. You probably won't stop. Because once you start, you've broken inertia. Momentum kicks in. Remember, objects in motion stay in motion. Once you're rolling, it's easier to keep going. It's like pushing a heavy ball uphill, slow at first, but once you get over the top, it rolls effortlessly down. So if you want to beat procrastination, stop trying to conquer the whole mountain. Just take the first step, make it small, make it easy, and let momentum do the rest. These two techniques, lowering the barrier to entry and leveraging momentum, can be applied to any part of your life. Going to the gym, starting a side hustle, studying, reaching out to friends, even just getting out of bed. Because at the end of the day, progress doesn't require perfection. It just requires motion. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Please like, comment, and subscribe.